to, the protest is something that we've been talking a lot about across the nation today. Over 1,000 protests in major cities, even here in Washington, D.C., not necessarily at the parade, but that's something we've been watching very closely.
Right,
for.
we've certainly seen them on the outskirts of town. Video online circulating currently suggests that we have pockets of groups that are forming, at least with maybe about 8 blocks from where the parade is taking place. I'm going to have Matt Gregory stand by. I want to get to Lionel Donovan right now because he's been patient with us.
Okay.
Lionel, walk us through what you're seeing in terms of these demonstrations. We've been talking about these No King protests popping up. What are you seeing from your vantage point? What has been the discussion thus far?
Good evening, Larry. Well, I want to take you across the street right here, just in front of Lafayette Park, where we've been seeing a steady stream of folks trying to make their way to the parade. However, earlier today, hundreds of people filled the streets of downtown D.C. and Lafayette Park in opposition to today's military parade. They were joined by thousands around the country as part of a nationwide No Kings protest. But earlier today, I spoke with a Democratic lawmaker who spoke at today's rally, who said he not only wants to see this kind of energy increase, he wants it brought directly to D.C. to make sure President Trump gets that message. Representative James Keaty marched from Logan Circle to Lafayette Square with hundreds of other protesters earlier today and accused President Trump of using the U.S. military as a, quote, prop. Now he's calling for those who oppose Trump's actions to gather in D.C. and pointing to other countries as an example of similar tactics. Although he admitted that the size of the U.S. may make that difficult, he says at this point it has to be done.
We go 3,000 miles coast to coast, 1,500 from north to south. So it's going to take a little bit more effort and creative organizing, but we've got to get more than 10 million people into the streets here in D.C. to jam up the gears of government, make our nation ungovernable, because that will be, I believe, the lever that pushes Donald Trump out of power.
Now, other protests are planned for the week of July 4th, but coming up at later tonight, I'll get a chance to speak with a Marine veteran who traveled all the way from California to attend today's rally, who says that he hopes his presence can serve as an example for other Americans staying home. But for now, we're live near Lafayette Park. Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
Lionel, thank you. No doubt.